Committee. He's the chairman. We should also point out that in the case of this murderer who was released or was on the run, he had come into this country illegally. What do you make of that part? Because we've reached out, sir, to the Homeland Security Secretary, Alejandro Mayorkas, to get into this a little more. We've not heard back, but your thoughts?
Well, we don't know who all is coming in under the 1.5 million gotaways, Neil. We don't know who all is coming in that they don't see and get a chance to count. So we have case after case of crime in this country where people have raped young women or, murdered people. Even in my state, we have a mom who lost her kid to an illegal. This is what happens when you open the border like this and you have the mass waves of people coming and the cartels are able to exploit it. And there's going to be more of this.
Do we know the order of events, and he was here for a while, and how he first got into this country?
We're digging into that.
Yeah.
I don't have that data right now.
All right, but it comes at a time when we've heard from those at Homeland Security that things are improving, that we're not having nearly the throngs or the rush that we did. You have been a critic of that, so that's just not the case.
Yeah.
Up to this.
It's basically a shell game, the way they're using the numbers from the CBP One app. And this last month, the numbers are back to 177,000. June did go down to 100,000, but we also had a heat wave that was crushing the southeastern United States and Mexico. So that always happens. The numbers go down when the summer gets really hot, but the numbers are back up, and they're coming in the United States. If
I could switch gears, if you'll indulge me, Congressman, I've asked a couple of your Republican colleagues about this over the course of the day, both on this channel and the Fox Business Network. What to make of this Kevin McCarthy move to get an impeachment inquiry going, focusing on the president, Hunter Biden, et cetera. How did you feel about that? Is this the right move? Some of your colleagues, I'm told, were a little antsy, never came to a vote. How do you feel this went down?
I think it should have happened long ago. As soon as we knew about the shell companies and the routing of the money to family members who have no expertise on oil and gas advising, I mean, clearly there's a smoking gun there somewhere. And the impeachment inquiry just increases the powers of Congress to do more investigating. It's not an impeachment, it's an impeachment inquiry. So we should have been at this level weeks ago.
So when the administration puts out essentially a kind of a practicum on how the media should address this, respond to this, cite some of the irregularities in this, what did you think of that?
Well, it's just like the disinformation stuff. They tried to stifle free expression during the COVID pandemic. I mean, the left has been issuing talking points to their, mainstream media for a long time. It's not a surprise. It's their modus operandi.
So, Congressman, when some are saying that this was a move on the part of Kevin McCarthy to keep the troops in line to satisfy some of his more conservative members, so that to be on the same page, maybe get some extractions out of them when it comes to dealing with the spending impasse that could produce a government shutdown in the next couple of weeks. What do you think of that?
Well, I think Kevin recognizes that the evidence is mounting against the Biden crime syndicate, the Hunter Biden crime syndicate, and so I think he just made the right decision. There's a lot of negotiations that are going on with the appropriations bills and the continuing resolution, so that's not over by just doing this. I don't think it was motivated that way.
So what do you think of the prospects of avoiding a government shutdown?
Well, right now, I'm concerned because a lot of the things that we want to see in the bills, for example, on the continuing resolution, I'd love to see the border security bill slapped in there. Just a blanket, continuance is going to be really hard to sell to a lot of the conservatives in the House.
So you've also heard of some of the Democrats wasting very little time saying that this impeachment move is a way to maybe satisfy the base, angry members in your party, maybe yourself. Again, that's their view, and you'd expect them to say that.
Yeah.
But it risks getting so distracted that things like a shutdown become inevitable.
Well, we're quite confident. I ran a multi-million-dollar healthcare company. I've commanded troops in the field in combat. I think we can manage a couple of projects or taskers at the same time.
Got it. Thank you, Congressman. Mark Green of Tennessee,
Thanks,
the
Neil.
House Homeland Security Committee Chairman. Again, we did put out calls to Secretary May